I'll give a quick hint though. It'd be Sword God, uh, Sword God, Commanding, I think Heavens, Goo, and yeah. So those are three. Uh, oh, Daybreak. Um, yeah. So that's four. Oh, okay. There's Industry as well. And yeah, so that's a future. That's a reference for future me, and I might like cover those later. But like those terms, sword, uh, Gunaflon, God, industry. Yeah, I'm mixing some of these terms up, just intentionally. Well, as well as this the coach, athlete, Abbott. Yeah, okay, so no, there's a couple of 1600 ones. The 1351 though was special. I don't know why though. I don't know why that number sticks out to me. Yeah, I originally thought I saw 3,000, and doing research I did, and I guessed I gathered to guess upwards of 5,000 would be the limit. And originally, I'd say it would be around 5 million characters for a 3,000 chapter novel, right? 10 million max for the longest book. Now, yeah, that's my original guess. Now, I like everyone to think about a number or just how many chapters a max novel would be, or how many characters a max level novel would be. Mine would be 5 to 10 million. I don't remember. Keep in mind, 2 million is not rare, but that's considered reaching it. Most end around four at that level. You know, I've read one I think at eight, which is which is that 2,000 chapter book. Probably put on screen a couple of those, but yeah, eight is probably just one of those that they only have a handful of. 10 million max. So if you've thought of that number and you have it in your head, characters and just chapter length, doing the research, the longest one that I found on the site, Sighhhh, was at least, oh wow, 20 million words rounded up. I think it's 19 and three quarters or 19.75 million Chinese characters and 10,000 chapters. I originally did the math and I realized I did it wrong because Chinese, they do maths with four zeros. So it'd be 10,000, which is one. And then I think it's like 10 million, which is E. And then like I think 10 billion or something. I don't quite remember the numbers, but it's something like that. Whereas in the Arabic Western mathematical system, we use three zeros, which is, thousand, million. Sorry, I skipped over. Yeah, no, thousand, million, billion. That's the number. So I really thought it was 10 million, and I'd be like, wow, this is only like 2% of like the longest novel, but no, it's not. But yeah, so back to that book. 20 million Chinese characters, 10,000 chapters. Although I'm not sure on the quality of that. Now, in terms of chapter length, there's one really short note I have to make. Chapter length really is dictated by how long an author's chapter is. Some of the Korean level chapters, those things, like one Korean chapter is like possibly five Chinese chapters. So like those 300 quality chapters, they don't feel long because you're sectioning it off. But that 300 chapter Korean novel would be like the equivalent of 1,000 chapter Chinese novel. It just when you're scrolling so much, it hits different. But yeah, so chapter length is really dictated by the author. Oh, I probably should have mentioned this earlier. But each chapter, each web serialized chapter is about 3 pages worth of a book, give or take. It depends on author preference. If the author likes to write longer, it could go up to 5, 10, maybe even like, a full-on chapter. And some of the short ones could go to half a page. It's really variable. And that's how I made the guess of Crime and Punishment. So now back to the original thing. Out of these books that I probably showed on screen, I've read one of them with about 2,000 chapters, and I think 8.45 or 5 million words. That probably gave it away, but maybe we'll save it for another time. I don't think I finished it though. So yeah, longest one is 19.575 million. Crazy, with the average one being around 4. And what this really brings to mind is strangely enough, is a college humor actually episode. I think now it's just Dropout. They said one of the longest fan fictions. I think they said English fanfic, but I heard fanfic was a Super Smash Bros. Fanfic, and that number really got up there. I think it was like 22,000 words or 20,000 chapters, and like maybe 10,000 words or 10,000 chapters. I don't know, but it was quite long, maybe 2.2 million. So I instantly thought, wow, this is the level, but that's considered like high level. Whereas the Chinese Chinese novels, they're really getting up there. Although the fanfics don't hit 10 million, they do. Some of them do hit the 2 million mark. I think there's like 4 that hit the 2 million mark, but they do reach quite up there. So yeah, I thought the Chinese market really is competitive, maybe even more competitive than fan fiction, Wattpad, and whatnot, because they have so many works. The statistics are crazy, by the way. It's like 7.6 million titles, 200 million users. I should really included that earlier on. So yeah, I'm trying to think off the top of the head if I missed anything. So, in comparison, back to